Hey, good evening, guys. Hope you guys had a great day in the market. Let's go over what happened today. So coming into today, we were watching. We noticed we were up in here. We noticed we were slicing through this 4-hour FVG, right? And I said, well, okay, I think it's pretty obvious that we're headed down to 870, 857. We knew at least probably to expect this low since these lows are so close. We expected, these lows to be taken out. And then if we look left. You see there were more lows that we took out here. This was from 2 weeks ago, and you notice how kind of clean this like little downtrend is. Kind of like the same thing up top here, like kind of like where we have right now. It looks pretty clean, right? Um, it's very algorithmic. So you see we took it all, and then we took these lows, and then you see where we bounced today. This is the biggest thing that told me today. I'm gonna be leaning bullish tomorrow just because of this, right? I showed you guys this in the trades channel, but if you look at weekly FVG, right? I said we come down here. We got close to it last week. You see, we got close to here, but we held that 4-hour FVG. This 4-hour right here, we held it right here and went back up a little bit. But you notice, like I always say, market moves inbounds to imbalance. We held this 4-hour down here to what? Come back up here, tap into this 4-hour up here. Remember Friday, we did not inverse this. We closed just below. Very algorithmic, telling us that's a bearish sign. Like, oh, we did not inverse this 4-hour when we easily got above it, but we did not close. So we held this 4-hour, go to held this to go up into here, rebalance this 4-hour fully because we kind of hit it here, but we didn't like dig into it. And then what happens? We take this 4-hour, we come all the way back down, we take out the lows where people longed here, and we come back down into this weekly FEG, right? Weekly FEG, look at that. Look at that reaction right off the center of that weekly FG. Very bullish sign here, in my opinion, because that's telling us, okay, the weekly candles holding this. There's obviously more liquidity above, so I do think we're still bullish here. Unless we start slicing through this, then we got a weekly, down here, and then things get a little bit crazy. But yeah, as long as this holds, I do think like on the higher time frame, obviously with lower time frame, we can go 50% up down up down. But I do think our first target is up here, higher time frame 208, and then up to this weekly high up here at 264. So that was NQ today. ES coming into today, pretty much the same thing. We had this 4-hour inverse, right? Um, we held this, we closed below this, told us we should expect 45.62 coming into today. And you see that's exactly what happened here. Obviously, I don't even need to draw it for you, but you see we take that low, a nice reaction off that low. This is a 4-hour order block, it held nicely. So the big thing I'm going to be paying attention to, like, to get bullish and say, okay, we are for sure bullish. Like maybe we, held this, just come back up here, retest this. You see, we have like a 4-hour BPR here, right? We have an inverse 4-hour and we have a regular 4-hour. We came back up. This was our long. We actually longed up into this today. Same thing on NQ. Also has a 4-hour that I'm going to be watching going into today. But you have to remember we are delivering from a weekly FEG, so it's a much higher time frame than the 4-hour. So we'll have to see if the weekly is powerful enough to send us through the 4-hour and then tell us kind of where the price direction wants to go next. But as I just pointed out, showing you guys that this is some pretty clean algorithmic trend line. So if we get through this 4-hour here, and we wake up tomorrow and we're starting to inverse this. This is going to be target number one. Like 1650 will be target number one going into tomorrow. Obviously with an inverse there. I mean we could end up this could just be kind of like, we could be starting a 4-hour sell model here as well. You see how 4-hour FVG here, retest, down, right? Take liquidity, come back up, kind of 50%, you got 50% here, 50% here, 50%, rebalance the 4-hour FVGs, all the hourly FVGs, and then, back down to a new low. So does this bring us back up here, just to take us back down here tomorrow, and then eventually take us through let's see, where was CPI? CPI was right here. So this is our CPI candle, and we have equal lows. Remember, this with CPI data lows, we're right here, And then there's equal lows right here at 15, 555, I think is the exact number. I'm not going to waste your time and try to draw that correctly, but you see where that's at. So how we react to this 4 hour, I think, tells us what direction we head to next. Like, um, if we reject this and we go down to here, I mean, there's no other lows that we are after than these CPI lows down here at 15,550. So if we wake up tomorrow and we're displacing back down through out of this 4 hour FVG coming down, then I'm looking for 15,550. If we're inversing it, we're going back up to 1650 will be my targets here on NQ. ES, same thing. You see, we already tapped into it. Kind of not really displacing yet. Once we start seeing some strong candles down, then we're going to be bearish to probably these lows. 45, 44 will be your first targets. And then where was CPI here for? CPI is way down here for ES because ES has been a lot stronger, right? That's why it's hard to go full bearish right now because ES and the Dow are just still they're still just pumping. So I mean, it's hard to dump just the tech sector when you have the Dow and the ES still staying strong. So it's hard to go full bear at at this moment. But so you just have to. That's why it's so important to pay attention to all of them. As well as this 4 hour, we can pay attention to this hourly as well. You see, we're rejecting an hourly here, and an hourly here. You want to see these inverse to go back up to our highs. You want to see, and then if you're bearish, you will obviously want to see this hourly and this hourly hold. Because what's important here is, like I just showed you on the 4 hour, this is premium. This is above the zero point 0.5 fib here, but you would think we came back up here, we hit the zero point 0.5 fib. You would think, we would. I guess we didn't tap into this hourly FVG yet. We hit premium, came back down a little bit. We hit a 15-minute FVG, or ES did today. And then we came back up. Obviously, we caught this long up here to 870 finally. We tried it here. And you see we got to 69. We didn't quite get it, and then we came back down, took out lunch lows down here today, and then we came back up, rebalanced this hourly FVG here. So now we just need to see how price reacts here, right? Because we're now above the zero point 0.5 fib, and then on the hourly time frame. So if we start inversing here, then your sell model is pretty much invalid, and you know to expect higher prices going into tomorrow. Kind of show you guys what happened today. Our first long position took us to we were looking for 870. It was, where was it? I think it was right here. Yeah, we longed when we closed over this. We took a long position. We trimmed at this high at 855, I think it was. We took our stops to break even, and then we were looking for this high up here at 870. You see, we didn't quite get there, and then it came back, and we stopped at break even. Kind of took out everything. We had this nice little LRLR here to the downside, and this also lined up with this candle right here was your lunch low. So you see, we kind of took lunch lows, came back up, inverse this 5 minute. You could have longed this, and then your stop, would be a close below this, and you still would have caught everything. I was more patient with it, just because obviously we're right here. Remember, we were just chopping, right? And I said we have this 5 minute, and we had uh, this 5 minute BPR, right? Like, I was just like, you don't want to trade in here. Like, you're just ping ponging back and forth. Wait until one breaks. If this breaks, we're going down here. If this breaks, we're probably going to make up to lunch lows up here on this 1255 candle. So we did take a long position here. We bought the retest right here. About 46 is where we entered, and then we obviously longed it up to, I think we caught a little more than as high up here at 875 is where we marketed out of our long position today. So, and then another thing to kind of note, if we go to our 15-minute chart, let's go see if we can see it on the 15 minutes. This might be a little easier to show you guys here. Um, this was very, very telling, right? I kind of showed you guys this earlier, but obviously we had 15-minute inverse, 15-minute inverse. But if you look at this 15-minute, that's why it's so important to know where you are, on your 50% retracements, up or down, because this was ES today, NQ as well. But you see, NQ got close to it, did not take it, but and then you usually don't want to look for long until you hit it, but if you look at ES, it did. So that's why it's important to watch both, because like yeah, they're both delivering from a 15-minute FVG, and you're like, oh, I don't want to long yet because we didn't take it, but then if you look at ES, you see ES did, and then obviously a little just chop, 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 and then finally we ended up delivering higher up into the position. So that's why it's so important to know your 50% retracements, pay attention to them, and know just where you are with your FEGs and whatnot based on whether they're above 50% or below it. Because, or was it on NQ? I think it was. So I thought we were going to inverse this one today. Yeah, see, we kept rejecting it a little bit, and I'm like, oh well, we're above the point 0.5 fib here. Like this could easily come back, and then we finally got to close above, and now we took our long position, and obviously we didn't quite get our take profit here. We got stopped to break even, but just again, it's just important to know where you are when, especially when it comes to premium discount. Really nothing else to kind of show you guys. There was nice order block delivery today. I know some people were asking about it. Obviously, we had like this was nice going up on our first long. Like we knew we had to inverse this one and this one, and then you're like, oh, look, we just formed an order block because this up candle closed above this down candle. This is gonna hold us up here. This tells us price wants to deliver higher. We go up a little bit, we tap into this 5-minute FVG. This candle comes down, taps the top of this order block higher. This candle closes above. We don't really get a retest of it, but this is your prop block, right? You have 5-minute order block. This and then this prop block is formed off the up candles formed by made by this order block. This is your prop block. You expect expansion from this candle. So we knew this most likely when this prop block was formed, when this closed here, even though we didn't close above it and inverse it, we knew this order block was telling us the state of delivery was still up and to expect higher prices, and we were still aiming for this high up here. And kind of like the same thing happened here. Kind of rambling here, sorry, but just people were asking about order blocks. Wanted to kind of show you guys some live examples here. Obviously, we didn't fully retest this one, but we still hit the wick of it, and then it told us to expect higher. Kind of like the same thing here. Um, when this candle came over and closes above, right? This would be this would be your order block here. These two candles. This candle comes down, holds the CE of this order block right here, and then higher prices. So just something you can use to kind of see, especially in trends, to see if the trend's going to continue. You can use it on any time frame, but I just kind of want to show you guys that. But yeah, with that, just watch the. I'm kind of break it down here. Just watch the 4 hour right here on NQ. Watch the 4 hour here on ES, and I mean these will tell us going into tomorrow what to expect, whether lower or higher prices. So hope you guys have a fantastic evening, and we will see you tomorrow.